am I. Let not my mind deny the thought of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I am entrusted with the gifts of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This is Workbook Lesson 178 of the Workbook of A Course in Miracles. We're on review number 5. We're almost at the end of it. Each of these lessons in this review starts with that one statement, very powerful statement. If you let it be, God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is only love. God is just love. God is simply love. God is the love. is what we all we all have an idea of what love is. We all know what love is in our heart, right? We all know the truth, and we generally don't want to go there. Apparently, right? We don't want to reside there or abide there. We would rather generally, not completely consciously either. We would rather be in a place of loneliness and separation and desperation and misery and pain and all the other things, right? And forget the truth. So let not my mind deny the thought of God. So this is to say that I don't want to keep doing that, right? I don't want to live in misery. I don't want to wallow in the mire, wallow in the misery and the suffering. I'd rather be in the light. I'd rather walk in the light. Or now I'm choosing that, right? That's what I'm choosing. I'm consciously choosing to be in the light because it feels so much better, right? And I've hid from that. I've pushed that away for a very long time, but now I'm realizing that it really doesn't work, right? As they say, you can run, but you can't hide from the truth. And it's, if we look at how things work in this world, my dad used to say, don't do anything that can't see the light of day. And what he meant by that was, because he was a lawyer, and he knew that everything comes out in the end, right? This is something that Shakespeare said too. The truth will out. Everything comes out. You can't hide from the truth, and you can't hide the truth, right? You can try, and you can get away with it for a while, but ultimately, you may get away with something, or so you think, right? In terms of what happens in your life, but on some level, you are feeling the weight of that, whatever you did that can't see the light of day. And so you want to bring everything to the light because then things will feel right. They won't feel right until you do that. So let not my mind deny the thought of God. Let me remember the simple truth of existence, right? That God is love, and if God is love, I must be love as well, right? Love, as Walt Whitman said, love is the kelson of creation. Love is a fundamental of everything. It's the basis of everything. I listened to the Beatles' Rubber Soul just a little earlier. They have a great song called The Word. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word. Have you heard the word I'm thinking of? Or something like that. Have you heard the word is love? I think John Lennon wrote that. Be free, right? Say the word. It's a cool song because it can be understood as a love song, like a kind of kind of a love song, but it's also has a deeper message as well. So anyway, let not my mind deny the thought of God. The thought, you could say, is the thought of love, right? The thought, or you could say the thought is God is but love, and therefore so am I. My reality is love. My reality I share with God and I share with everyone, and that has never changed. And like I said, like the Course says, we can hide from that, but by hiding from that, or by not being in touch with that, we are choosing to be in suffering, right? We're choosing separation and suffering, and that doesn't feel good, right? It might work for a while, but ultimately we have to come around. Everyone has to come around to choosing a better way or another way, as Bill said. His immortal words. There's got to be a better way. He wasn't the first one to say that, right? But in terms of the Course, that was the very start. There has to be a better way, and so we can choose suffering on whatever level we do it. Sometimes it's even a small amount of suffering, but it will not work. It won't satisfy us. It won't be fulfilling. It won't bring joy. We'll stay blocked or locked out of reality, right? The truth of existence. I am entrusted with the gifts of God. This means that this thought, this idea, this great idea, is really the greatest gift. And there's not a lot of gifts. There's only one gift, just like there's only one thought, and the gift is that principle. In Christianity, it's called the doctrine of atonement. In the Course, it's really the principle of atonement. It's not a doctrine, it's just a principle. It's a basic spiritual principle. It's a fundamental spiritual principle, which is that God is one and has never changed, right? God is the only reality, or you could say love. Love is the only reality, or the love of God, however you want to phrase it, is the only reality, and that has never changed. And that is, understanding that is the greatest gift, and that can be a complete life changer or game changer for you if you let it be. Only if you. It's like saying, there's a great Jewish saying, which is, God is wherever you let God in, right? God is everywhere, and God can only come to those who welcome God, or who invite God, because God can't come if you are not welcoming, right? If you do not want it, if that is not your will, because you're in your ego, let's just say your ego, then God can't come in, because it's either one or the other. You can't have both, right? You can either have God or you can have ego. So I'm entrusted with the gifts of God, and so I can give that gift now that I have it, in my trust, and I have trusted, and it's entrusted to me because I have trusted in it. I have trusted in the Holy Spirit. I have trusted in the idea that we're talking about. And so it has been entrusted to me, and I can now entrust it to others. And that means I can share it, right? I can share the love. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? Those are the lyrics. God is but love, and therefore so am I. So this is all connected to this one idea. And this God is but love, and therefore so am I is really a restatement of the atonement principle of the Course. It's really just to say, God is only love, and therefore I must only be love. God has never changed. God has always been that perfect love, and that is really my true nature. And if I'm not feeling that love, if I'm not feeling the love, it is only because I have not chosen it completely. And when I do choose it completely, I will feel the love, right? I will be in that love, and it will make all the difference, right? Like that poem, which is a really brilliant poem, The Road Less Traveled, by Robert Frost, right? You take the road less traveled. This course is the road less traveled, right? This is the other way. This is a reversal of the entire thought system of the world. So it's a minority position, actually, because the world mainly follows the egoic conditioning, which is the foundation of this world of perception. And the Course is the way out, right? The Course is leading us out of that egoic conditioning. It's removing the barriers to love until we remember that love is all, right? That love is everything. Stairway to Heaven, right? The end of Stairway to Heaven. The tune will come to us at last, where one is all and all is one. No, all is one and one is all. To be a rock and not to roll. To be a rock and not to roll means that we do not waver anymore, right? We stay steady in that steady state of loving awareness, loving presence, and we don't come out of it because we know that it doesn't work, right? We finally realize that it really does not work. It does not work to live in the suffering, the doubt, the uncertainty, the fear, the worry, all the other things that we have been, and we'd be much more happy and at peace if we just stayed in that knowing, right? That loving awareness, that loving presence. So I hope this is helpful today. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, and God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. All right, see you soon. Thanks for listening, and rock on.